Hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. I'm Orrinn. And tonight, I sound like a scuba diver. I don't know. I sound like something. My nose is so stuffed. So it's gone from my sinuses from last week down into my nasal passages, and it's trying to get out of my face violently, so be prepared. Yeah, that's what's going on here. But yeah, how are you guys all doing? Welcome in. I feel like tonight is going to be interesting for me talking and being coherent. Oh man. What's up, you guys? Welcome in. Yeah, I figured I'd try. I really want to play Riven. I've been missing it. Want to get back to it. Had to cancel last week. We were making some really great progress, so I thought, I'll try to stream. If it gets too rough, I'll just call it good. So, but yeah. Heather, congrats on first. Well done. I think for the first time ever, we didn't have someone immediately follow up with second. That will happen. Welcome in, Heather. How are you? What's going on, buddy? Dayjock, what's up? Who decided to call them deli slices and not meat thins? Oh, meat thins is better. Way better. Love that.
Missed it by that much.
You know what, Mrs. Buggy? Missed it. By that much. Welcome in. How are you? What's going on, buddy? Let you live. How are you? What's going on, everybody? Hey, Orrinn, stuffed. Kylaris, turkey's not Orrinn. I'm excited to see this. I played the original game in the 90s. Oh my gosh, let you live. So good. I just don't even know. I don't, without coming off as being too dramatic about it, which I don't know why I'm stopping now, but but it's so good. The remake is amazing. It still feels like Riven. It's still following the same story beats and everything, but they've made changes to it that I actually really like. I still love the original and what they did with that and everything, but the changes that they've made in the remake have been really, really cool. And I think in some ways, it really kind of explains things better. It really kind of fits what's going on in the narrative better. And that's probably because they've had something like, I don't know, 30 years almost to like rethink these things, you know, get some feedback, really mull it over, if you will. So, so yeah, I am really, really enjoying the remake. Some really great surprises, some fun changes to the puzzles. Yeah, but it's still Riven, you know? So it's a blast. I'm glad you're a fan, man. That's awesome. I love the Myst games. So the only one I haven't played is End of Ages. Which I'm kind of hard passing on that one. So Mrs. Buggy, what's up with you? How you doing? Orrinn is only allowed to stream for 2 hours tops before he takes his NyQuil and goes to bed. I have spoken. She even prepared it for me. You can't see it because of the green screen, but she even prepared it for me. It's here. I have my NyQuil. What's up, Caboose? How you doing, man? What's going on? Daddy's home, kids? You talk about me? I mean, I'm old. I'm old, Caboose. Oh. It's probably me. Honestly, I could be some of the people who come to our streams. I could be their father. Oh, gotcha. You? You older than me? No. I always think it's kind of funny. You're old? Oh, okay. I'm 42. What you got? They're age fighting. No, what was I gonna say? You're not 68. You lie. You lie. No. I don't believe it. Are you going to do some kind of crazy math to make that work? Because I don't buy it. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to see how long I can go tonight. You're both old. Happy? I am very satisfied. And we're going to see how long I can go and how much you guys can deal with me being sick. I'm having to blow my nose a lot, as I'm sure you can tell from the red around here, and I'm coughing a bit, so we'll see how obnoxious it gets. If it gets obnoxious for real, y'all tell me. I'm good with that feedback. So with that, we're gonna get switched over because obviously I have potentially limited time. We'll get this game a rolling. What's up with all y'all? What you been doing? How was your day? How's your week been so far? I went to the office yesterday. I was miserable. I finished off a box of Kleenex that I'd had for the last 9 months sitting at my desk. And then I went through 3/4 of a brand new box, all within an 8-hour time frame. My large trash at work was half full, so. Gotcha, Caboose. So really though, still, you're 36. Gotcha. So I was still 6 years old when you were born. I win. Yeah, but did you drop a rock on your thumb? Have you blown a finger in half? Have you had a piece of metal drilled out of your eyeball? Have you nailed a board? It's this side. Have you nailed a board to your forehead? Have you had something go straight through your foot? Have you broken your hand on a 15-year-old? I always love presenting it that way. Kyle Ars is always like, you tell it that way and it makes it sound like you like hurt some kid. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I didn't. He hurt me. Yeah, code word equals snot came off. Word. Week's been okay. Laundry room and hallway reno is coming along well. Awesome. You broke your hand in Iraq? Really? That's crazy. You've had a piece of metal drilled out of your eyeball and blown a finger in half? What are the odds? I dropped a rock on this thumb and I broke it in 2 places. Had to get some stitches to stop the bleeding. And it will never be the same. Look how far back that one goes. Look how far back that one goes. Yeah, that's fair, dude. That's fair. I was driving a high-low when the piece of metal got shot into my cornea. It's not the same kind of service. So, but yeah. But with that, thank you for your service. Let's hit up. Should be our save. That sound every time, man. Took a chicken pox off with my fingernail. Fell off the couch. Somehow landed at a certain angle. Sliced the chicken pox clean off. Clean off my arm. Got a scar from it. One of my first war wounds. You know, right, Caboose? No doubt. Right, Kylaris? No doubt. You guys, Kylaris, I'm almost like you gotta message Jesse.
There is no emotion. There is peace.
Hey, what's up, Padme? How you doing? Chicken pox, not a term. Sure is. What's the singular of a chicken pox? Hey, Dust, maybe you can answer this. What is the singular version? If you have a single chicken, if you have the chicken pox, and you're talking about a singular
Hello there.
bump, singular, what's the singular version? No, Jesse, we'll try to make you not sleep. No, I understand that. I'll be strong, maybe. What I'm saying is, I don't know if I want her to miss this because she wanted to see this so bad. Dust, you're a parent. I trust you. What's up, Sandoval? How are you? What is going on? Good to see you. Week's been good, cleaning house and gaming. Nice. That's epic, Padme. Good deal. It's Pox, not Pox. Sounds the same to me. No clue on that one? Dang it, Dust. You let me down, brother. You let me down. Chicken pox. Yes. Only because it'll make Kylaris angry. What's up, Wyatt? How you doing, man? Hey, Wyatt, it was really cool when you were playing and streaming with Fatbeard the other day, man. Pretty impressed. Great job, homie. Good to have you in the guild and in the game. So, it's pretty awesome, man. Ask Siri? Hey, Siri. Drat, nothing happened. I don't have a Siri. I let you down? I'm sorry. No, Jesse, you haven't let me down. Hi, Jesse. Did Kylaris message you? I loaded the game up just a minute ago and I was like, oh my gosh, we might have to No, Dust let me down, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, sorry. Jesse, I was like, Kylaris, I think you need to message Jessie because she wanted me to click the book before. I don't think she even had the chance, Jesse. It was that recent. But I was like, maybe you need to message Jessie because she wanted to see this real bad. And I don't know if I can go ahead if Jessie isn't here. So, because remember, I know it's been...
Octagon Velveeta.
No, it's been Octagon Velveeta. What up, How you doing, man? I know it's been 2 weeks, but if you remember, we have powered the 233rd age book.
Hello there.
And you can see from the cover here, that is the Deneen number for 233. Maybe you can't, I don't know. It's very bright. Hold on. I've got my color correction filter on. There we go, a little bit clearer. Parker, what's up, man? How you doing? Hello, ready to touch a sketchy book? You know I am. Gonna sketch all over it. Or it's gonna sketch me? Anyway, but I was like, oh man, I need to make sure Jessie sees this because she was super excited. But then Kylaris was like, Kylaris, this is a quote. Said, no, Jessie will try to make you not sleep. And I told her I wouldn't be tempted. Don't tempt me, Jessie. Ooh. The rumble in my throat made that even more Gandalf-y. Let's see here. What'd I miss? I did summon Jessie. Playing some Pantheon up to almost level 8 now. That's amazing, Wyatt. That's awesome. How are you liking it? Parker said, hello. Oh, no, I read that. Ready to touch a sketchy book? I sure am. I would say it would be like, dear doesn't matter if it's one or several. Oh, so Dust, you're saying it's just pox. Dang it. I want to say pock. Chicken pock. Why don't dinosaurs ever clap? Because they're all dead. Hey, thanks, Caboose. I don't think the T-Rex could, at least not in cartoons. Always letting people down. No, Dust, I'm just kidding. You never let me down, Dust. I know you're always there, having my back, watching, lurking, staring silently from the shadows. I don't know. Anyway. What's up with you, man? I said no because she makes you not sleep. It's true. She's always like, no, don't quit now. Keep playing Riven. Keep going. You know you want to. She's as bad as elbow. You feeling better? Dude, so, like, here's what's happening. Starting Sunday, energy-wise, I started feeling more myself. My fever had been gone for more than 24 hours. Energy-wise, I you know, body, most of my body, you know, like, I feel fine, right? But everything that was blowing up my sinuses is now settled in my lungs and my lungs are trying to get all of that out, or whatever can't make it down to my lungs is trying to pour out of my face. And I mean literally pour out of my face. Like, at some point we're gonna see I may have to like look even more of a fool and shove a couple of tissues up my nostrils to be decent. So we're gonna, and like, I'm because of all of that, I'm like seriously in just straight up Orrinn says what Orrinn thinks mode. I kind of get like this when I'm like this, where I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna shove Kleenex up my nostrils and we're gonna see how that goes. All the decorum just right out the window. Right out the window. So there's no tact right now. It's all just word vomit. So yeah, we're gonna see. Gussie, what's going on, Home Slice? How you feeling, man? I am. Don't make me ban you. Don't ban her. Miskar, are you getting in trouble again? Well, I'm just with Kylaris, but she mean. Give me old school RuneScape vibes. Got Kiwi into it too, and gonna start another character to run with him starting tomorrow. Oh, that's amazing, Wyatt. Awesome, man. That's really cool. Yeah, Gussie, what's the singular of pox? Like one bump. I thought pox was a term for the disease in general, not for an individual symptom. But if I had to give an answer, I would say pock. Gusty, for the love of Pete. You guys, we need to mark this on our calendars. I think this is the one time Gusty has ever sided with me over Kylaris, completely unswayed one way or the other. Gonna take a minute. Holy smokes. Pouring is actually better than settling in the sinuses. It's true, but the thing is I don't think anybody wants to watch it run out into my mustache, so that's not fun. It's not pretty. It's less pretty than I normally am. Apparently I'm being panhammered. How are you? All right, you guys, let's do this thing. We've been staring at this book for a while. So, for anyone who wasn't here last time, we did some cool puzzle solving up above here. This whole thing like lifted up. And we did some cool puzzle solving. We had brought power from 5 different domes that connect to the starry expanse, where we harness the innate energy there into fire marbles, big fire marbles. I'm moving without touching anything. But anyway, we harnessed that power, we solved the puzzle, we powered the book. And now, my friends, is the time that we travel to Gen's 233rd age. Let's watch this fly over a minute. Wow. Nice sunset or sunrise. Everett, how are you? What's going on? You're not wrong, Wyatt. Wow, okay, so he's got like a little building thing up top on that rock. Kind of domed, almost like a satellite, but it makes me wonder if that would be more for, maybe that's for water collection? Because if that's an ocean, and if that world works similarly to other oceans, it's probably salty and not innately okay for Gen to drink. So great natural desalination is collecting rainwater, and considering the other land masses there probably isn't a whole lot of rivers or anything like that with clean fresh water. So I'm assuming the building is built that way to collect large amounts of water. Everett, thank you so much. The small solid bumps that appear early in chickenpox are called papules. The rash that appears with chickenpox goes through 3 phases. Papules, raised bumps that appear over a few days. Vesicles, small fluid-filled blisters that break and leak after about a day. Crusts and scabs. Crusts and scabs cover the broken blisters and take a few more days to heal. I'm curious what I nicked off my arm then. Maybe it was a papule? So, I don't know. Man, Kylaris, that's saying something too. You live with me. The grossest thing you've ever copied and pasted, and you live with me? What is up with Gen and water planets? You know, Jesse, I don't know. A lot of the time they describe islands, and I think part of that, this is just my theory. A lot of the time the Denis have described islands, or at least the very controlled group that we've encountered have created islands as linking points and stuff, and so planets with lots of water, and I almost wonder if that's to potentially avoid finding a place that has native inhabitants. They have found places with native inhabitants before, but it just seems like they go for water. I don't know. It's probably more game mechanic. The Denis themselves, it wasn't all just islands and whatever, but our group here likes islands. Must be a family thing. Everett, welcome in. How are you? Welcome back from the ads, everybody. At this point, how would you compare the versions? I really, really like the changes that they've made. I still love the original. I think it still works. Seeing the changes that they've made, though, makes sense to me. Like, I can see where they've had nearly 30 years to think about Riven and some of its story and puzzles and whatever, and change it to something that they felt fit better. And I like it. I like it a lot. In fact, I'm really excited. It's kind of cool because in a lot of ways I'm not comparing it as to which one I like better, but I'm sort of almost comparing it just in a way of like, I know what the original was and it's super exciting that I can't just walk through this. Like, I see what they're doing here and I like it just as much. Does that make sense? I don't often copy and paste you. Well, that's fair. Sorry, dude, you've been proven wrong. It's not the first time, it won't be the last. Let's click this page. What are we gonna find, y'all? Yeah, right, Everett? Right? Yeah, no doubt. Whoa. Did you see the floaty creatures out the window? Oh, man. He's got a gun.
I apologize for the cage.
You're not sorry. Some
I'm afraid
firearms.
this situation has often required of me a more primitive code of conduct than I might otherwise have chosen. I am Gen. I assume you've heard of me. Yes. Well, I suspect you have acquired some false information of who I am now. Not that my son would have lied to you about me. No, not Atris. It's just that, well, I'm sure he believes me to still be the depraved father I once was.
I mean...
Yes. I even tried to kill him once.
Look there.
God, if I had accomplished that, who knows what I would have become. A great father indeed, who tries to murder his own son. Thankfully, he trapped me on age 5, a prison of my own creation. No books, no precious inks, no ages to link to, nothing but my own foolish ambitions. That was 30 years ago. 30 years, 30 lifetimes, what does it matter? No sentence could be too harsh for the man I was. But I have changed.
Oh, okay, shifty side-eye.
Be sure the deeds of my past can never be completely atoned for, but my mission was an honorable one.
Uh-huh.
Hello there.
I'm sorry, this is all a bit awkward. been a long time since I've attempted to persuade anyone of my intentions. Most of the people here have already made their minds up about me one way or another. I myself do not trust the words of most men, so I don't expect you to believe me. In the end, though, you may discover that I do have more than mere words to offer.
Does you mean Tarkin?
Atreus' choice of punishment has been hard on the people of Riven, and many have suffered because of it. The island has been steadily decaying for years, but according to my most recent measurements, it appears that the Fifth Age has entered its final days. Unless the villagers can be relocated soon, the island will collapse entirely and everyone will perish. It has taken me a long time to do it, but it appears that finally I'll be able to make some substantial amends to my past transgressions, especially in... well, I'm afraid I've had some
It's a close talker.
trouble with Catherine and the moiety. In any society, there will always be a small percentage of the population with rebellious tendencies. Before Catherine appeared, the moiety, as they call themselves, had been relatively harmless. I mean, the natives here are a fairly violent people by nature, but I'd almost come to accept their presence. Upon Catherine's return, however, their violence intensified considerably. It seems she's become some sort of religious savior to them. As far as I can tell, she's come to believe this herself. So I've had no alternative. I had to separate her from her people. The actions of Catherine and the moiety have put my own life at risk on numerous occasions. Consequently, the lives of all the people here. Therefore, I must ask you to refrain from any attempt to free her.
Hello there.
Although I'm sure Atreus desires it. Indeed, he must desire it with all his heart. But he is completely unaware of her recent state. Which brings me to the point of all of this. The linking book you brought with you. You're very fortunate to have recovered it. If I may. Thank you.
All right, Ken, get on with it. Come on. Ooh, see, he's reaching out his hand. He wasn't going to let us out either.
Perhaps it would be best if you went through first.
So we know... Oh,
You may need some time to decide. That is reasonable. Please understand, there is nothing I want more than a chance to resolve matters between Atreus and myself, especially in light of what has become of Catherine. But unless you are willing to demonstrate to me that your intentions are honorable, I cannot risk it. The sanctuary I've been writing for the islanders is nearly complete. After all these years, it would be a shame if I were unable to finish it.
Uh-huh.
The work I am doing is quite demanding. Please don't signal me unless you've decided to use the book.
Okay, so we ended up in this cage, which shouldn't surprise anyone, because when we came to Riven, Gen put us in a cage. Gen had the linking point to Riven set up with a pressure plate. So when somebody linked in, they would put pressure on the plate and shut the gate, locking them in, so that he could capture and interrogate anyone who linked in, especially if they had a book for him as an escape route out off of Riven, right? He has done the same thing with the 233rd age, except that you link into a cage that's always there. So, there is a lever to release us, I believe, but I don't think we can get it. And in fact, I think it's that right there. We cannot reach it. We can't get it. There's a couple other things in the room. Gen has a desk here. He's writing another book. That's a descriptive book. The descriptive books are the anchor point for describing a world and linking there. You can make smaller, more portable copies, but that one is so big because it is the full description of the world that they're trying to link to. He's got a pipe here. Looks like some kind of, I don't know if that's like a cocktail or something. It looks like he's stirring that. That to me looks like a bone. So resourceful using what he has. There's also a beetle that could be a lamp, but I actually think it's more of an ink pot, and that's kind of a clue. He also has a pen there, and I'm not really sure what the little ball, the little guy there is, but he definitely has some. It looks like he's brought packs of fire marbles with their differing frequencies of power. It looks like he's got a couple of cases of that, and he's got a furnace, which I wonder if that furnace is powered by the fire marbles, and he is currently powering a much smaller apparatus. He gets more efficient as time goes on. A linking book. Now, this linking book, I believe, will take us back to Riven. So you can, anybody coming through here can get back to Riven. So let's see. I am gonna save really quick. I cannot save. Looks like he's got a little bookcase there. Hold on one second. I'm gonna get caught up with chat. Oh no, you're in a cage. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Jesse, Gen is paranoid. Gen is paranoid. Apparently there was a time in Denis history that regulated the writing of inhabited ages, mostly for the security of Denis. Yeah, Parker, they went through different stages of, I don't know, at the very least, fear or a level of not wanting to interfere with native peoples, non-Denis people, right? And sometimes that was really lax and they didn't care and they were even embracing them, and sometimes it was xenophobic. Sounds like a horrible dude. Wyatt, yes, he is terrible. We'll get to that in a minute. I miss the actors. The CGI change is a bit strange. Yeah, Caboose, I'm the same. I did prefer the actors, but I gotta think that they probably made that decision for a reason. I wonder if that was a hard decision for them too, like with the updated graphics. would it have looked even more out of place, like glaringly not of the same quality, right? Even though it was really good. Gah, why is he holding Catherine then? You know what, Jesse? Really good question. We're gonna talk about that. Today I learned that when I type hi into my phone, it autofills Laris. Ah, that's amazing. He's not Tarkov-y, he's Tarkin-y. Escape to Tarkin, right? Escape from Tarkin. Let's see here. One of those dudes that only talks to you in a way that you can smell his breath. Yeah, Wyatt. Oh, dude's a super close talker. And for him especially, I think it is a sign of, in a way, like aggression and superiority, right? Like he wants to intimidate. If you listen to the way he speaks, he's a very well-read dude. I would even go as far as to say Gen is a genius. Gen is incredibly intelligent. He's also crazy. He is a psychopath. He is, or maybe sociopath would be a better diagnosis. I don't know. Gen is nuts. So, yeah, I don't believe a flippin' word he says. He'll take truth, he'll twist it so that it feels kind of right. It's kind of right. But it's, you know. Hey, what's up, Mo? How are you doing, man? Tarkin, at least his cell seems nice and cushing. Nice one, Gusty. Well, duh, it's his wife, you nutso, right? Quick update. They put my dad in palliative care today. Oh, Mo. Got you, man. Praying for your family, dude. It's tough, man. Praying for all you guys. So I know that can be really hard. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mo, how are you, dude? I mean, I know the answer isn't great right now, right? So I know that's, you know, I know kinda. I haven't been there with my dad yet, personally, but obviously with some other family and stuff too. Not quite the same, I think. But yeah, man. Praying for you. Hope everything is as good as it possibly can be, that he's getting the attention he needs right now. Oh. Keep us updated, man. Since the book seems to have been made before being written in, they have to give them plenty of pages, even if many are never used. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, and Mo, I'm glad to see you, man. I'm glad to see you here. Hopefully we can give just an opportunity to hang out, kind of get your mind off the stresses, you know what I'm saying? So, just in case, yeah, for sure. What's up, Lou? How you doing? Orrinn from the hood. What's up, man? Hey, I'm doing all right, buddy. Not too much, just playing some Riven, having a good time. What's up with you? All right, you guys. Let's keep rolling here. So here's the deal, though, really quick. Let's unpack some of the things that Gen says. Like, first of all, he's the big glaring, obviously, discrepancy in his story is that Catherine sees herself as the Moides' savior as well. When we actually have Catherine's journal, and she makes it very clear she doesn't buy it, and adds, for the love of Pete. What's up, Cortessa? How you doing? Got a lot of people in your corner over here, Mo. Yeah, we care about you guys, so yeah, definitely praying. Even for, for peace for everybody, right? Like, I think sometimes that's the hardest
I'll
thing
be in
right
my
now.
bedroom, making no noise and pretending I'm not there.
Hey, Kylars, thanks for the lurk. Really appreciate that. Hey, we're
Hello
doing
there.
okay, thanks. That's good. What's going on? Welcome in. 10 more seconds on those ads, y'all, and I'll keep talking. Because I know that's why you're here. And I'll need to answer Lou's question. Welcome back, everybody. Lou said, "Are you feeling better?" I'm getting there, Lou. It's like I feel better body-wise, like, and everything, like energy-wise for the most part. Kind of back to normal. It's just everything is draining now. Like, it's all draining out my face. It's in my lungs, and I'm trying to get it out. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the part of it where I'm trying to get rid of all the gunk. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I went through a whole lot of tissues yesterday at work, and I went through a whole lot more today too. So, I think I'm going to surprise OB with that game in the next week or so. What one? This one, Riven? But yeah. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, Gen, the big discrepancy here is Gen stating that Catherine has deluded herself into thinking that she's the Moiety savior, right? Basically that she sees herself as deific, is what he's implying, right? Oh, Pantheon? Nice. Epic. That's fun. Super fun game. But so, we know from Catherine's journal that she could not disagree more. She absolutely does not like the imagery that the Moiety have placed upon her. She does not like how her own family and friends now revere her in a way that, like, is almost fearful, and they've set her apart, and she does not like that. She wanted to come back to these people and feel belonging, right? So a fact about Catherine is she was always kind of leaps and bounds ahead of her people. She's very intelligent. She's a dreamer. And the thing with Catherine's dreams is they're sort of prophetic. And so Catherine has always sort of been, in a way, more advanced in her thinking than her people. And she has always felt like an outsider to them, even though she had a loving family and friends. She has always felt like an outsider. And so coming back, she hadn't seen them in so long. The last thing she wanted was to feel like an outsider, right? And so she comes back, and now they are deifying her. And she can't stand it. So we know from her journal that that is untrue. On top of that, just like Jesse said, Gen has her imprisoned. Now, if Gen was really that altruistic, if Gen was really that, I don't know, self-reflective to the point where it has changed him as he is stating, I don't think he would have Catherine locked up. And why are the Moiety so rebellious? And why have they been so violent lately? I don't know. All the evidence that we've seen from a classroom for children that teaches numbers using a toy gallows where people are fed to works, to an actual gallows where people are fed to works. It's not really the sign of some benevolent leader, right? We know from the murals that his people have created. We know from Atris's journal that Gen himself considers himself a deity. He would not look at Catherine that way. He sees Atris as also a deity, a tainted deity, but a deity, because he is also Denis. But Catherine is Rivenese. He does not see her as deific. She is not on the same level as them in his mind. So he's lying, and everything that we've seen, his secretive nature, how much he watches these people. He talks about the people of Riven being inherently violent. When we show up and they sound alarms and they all go hide in their houses. They lock the doors, right? Would violent, aggressive people, when a single stranger shows up, would they run and hide when you come around? Nah. It's not how that's gonna roll, right? So, what's up, Death Star? Death Star, how you doing? So, we know Gen is a liar. Gen is trying to twist and manipulate us. Look at even the paranoia. He's got cages set up where people link in. He's doing whatever he can. He's stripping forests, chopping down a giant tree. Gen is a monster who only does things for his own gain. For his own gain. What's up, Jergo? Puzzle time? You know that's right. Oh gosh, Death Star, run away. No, that's cool, man. Hopefully you have a good time. Wow, my voice is getting worse. Holy cow. Anyway, there is not a single piece of evidence that we have found in our explorations of Riven, in the journals that we've read, that indicate to us that Gen can be trusted at all. In a lot of ways, because he is so intelligent and he is so crazy and pretty evil. I don't think he has any problem sitting there and going, a weak person would think this way. Let me use that to my advantage. Sir, you need to stop talking. Christian, that's like trying to stop the wind. You can't fully block. You can try block it. It'll go around. Christian, how are you doing? What's going on, man? Nice, SR. Well, I hope you're having a good time. So anyway, so here's where we're left. We have Crazy here trying to convince us he's a good guy. We also know that the book we have is a trap. And I believe we've read, and they've given us a clue as to how this works. Someone goes in, but only one person can go in and be occupying the space the book takes you to. And if somebody else enters, it will displace the first person trapped within. So Gen, who is a smart guy, Gen opens this book. And he sees a link back to Denis, and he desperately wants to get back to Denis. Desperately. He sees a link back to Denis, and he is about to touch that page. And he stops, because Gen is a paranoid man, and he suspects it's too easy. Why would Atris go 30 years without bringing him a book, only to send a lone traveler with a book straight back to Denis? So Gen is paranoid, and he's smart. So here's what we're going to do. He gave us the option to touch the book first. So we know that if I'm like trying to give a high five. So we know that if we touch the book, we'll go into the trap. But in doing so, will we convince Gen that it's safe? Worth a try. So we can call him to bring him back and try again. Good, I'm sure you could do better, but I'll ask, how are you? I'm doing, Christian, overall, I'm doing okay. Wow. Wow, my voice is really giving out. I'm doing okay. It's just everything's draining. Everything's draining. So, thankfully, my boss has been really cool and let me work from home again today. I texted him this morning because it was literally running out of my face. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to push this. I was working from home 4 days last week. I don't want to push it. I don't want to lose trust here or anything. But I feel gross. Can I please work from home? And he was like, dude, you're sick. Work from home. I'm like, oh, thank you. Such a relief. We've got a ladder to some area there. Okay, let's see about calling Gen. How do we call Gen? Is there a way? This is probably also pressure. Or maybe he just has it up all the time. He might just have it up all the time. How do we call Gen? We have to click. We have to come back. I wonder if the call is the plate. Yeah, Death Star, I mean, like, I'm in a situation where I can work. I'm happy to work, especially because, man, we've been busy. So it's good that I can work from home. I can do my entire job from home, but, okay, I don't see a way to call him. I believe in the original, there was a button on the cage, or by the cage, that allowed you to call him back. So I'm assuming then that we need to link and then link back. 1-800-GET-GEN. I wish. Wow, Wyatt, that's awesome, man. That's really good news, dude. Congrats. Congrats. And congrats to your wife, dude. That's amazing. Hopefully that's a really good situation for you guys. All right, we are back in Gen's lab. Not where I really want to be. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Let's see, where's it out the other door? Where do we go? We want to get back to Temple Island. This is not going to take us to Temple Island. I don't know that we can go... Yes, we can go directly back. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Well, nice. Good. First, I was like, I don't think we have a direct route back to Temple Island, but we do. It's just down here. All right. Don't know which one this is. Yeah, no. Hold on, I'm gonna have to look at our notebook. Might have to erase all this when I keep going with the kids. Let's see here. We are on Raider. Okay. Vertical shut eye. Right, yes, Parker. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, shoot, I just missed it. There we go. Christian, how are you doing, buddy? What's going on with you? I gotta blow my nose. Give me just 1 minute. Oh, that sucks, Jesse. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that's rough. It always stinks when you can't get back to sleep. All right, really quick, we need to see what I think it's just the open. I think it's just the open eye. Where is? Yeah, it's just the open eye. All right, it's right there. Easy for us to get to. Should go there. I don't know if it really mattered. I think it's still the same number of focal points. I heard like a wow. Gotta blow my nose again, BRB. So it's, you know, that's right. Jesse, don't toy with me. Don't toy with me. You couldn't hear it. I was muted. Testing it. What was I gonna say? So the thing is too is like this game isn't necessarily linear. So I think there are ways in which we could have, I don't know how likely it is with the current setup of how they did things in this game. It actually feels a little more like they're pushing you on a linear path in this version than the first one, which I'm sure some people would find, I think some people would be grateful. But there's still opportunities, I think, for you to not talk to Catherine and meet up with Gen. I think there's opportunities to end up on 233rd Age without the book from the moiety. I'm sure there's opportunities for not touching the book, and there are different scenarios that will play out depending on your actions and what you do within the game and in what order you do them in. So if they kept this, there are multiple endings to this game at different points, and they all kind of depend on some of the things that you do or don't do. So right, okay, cool, Parker. Yep, so they kept it. Cool. All right, I need to rotate this room. If I rotate it 2 more times, I'll end up out here, which is good. Yeah, Jesse, and like several. There are, I mean, it's not even just like there's 2. Parker, what is there? Something like 7? Isn't it like 7 different endings, like different scenarios or something like that, depending on what you do? Not necessarily what order, but there are certain things you could do that you don't complete everything. And there, I want to say that there's 7 different scenarios. And some of them come earlier than some of the others. Like there's some that are at the very end of the game, and then there's a couple that can end the game rather abruptly. So, pretty Pretty cool. Several different endings. Which is why I think it's kind of good that, like, one of the journals, at least one of the journals, I think Atris's and Catherine's journals sort of reiterate the goals, right? And a loose order of events, a loose order of things we should check off the list. All right, so we're going back. I think what will happen is we'll land on the pressure plate and that will somehow signal Gen. Gen will come back. This time we're going to touch the book, the trap book. Ooh, hi, homie. The Denier are very
Relieved you've returned.
light sensitive.
I thought perhaps you had decided against it.
That's why the goggles. They're very light sensitive.
Here, I shall follow you directly. Please.
Come on. Want it?
You're free to go.
Come on.
But I think you should not come back unless you're willing to use the book.
Parker. Oh, good. Oh, good. An interaction bug. Parker, tell me there is a way to call Gen without me having to go back and do that loop again. Did they take that out? Wasn't he at the Death Star? Yeah, Tajak, yeah. Kylaris was saying that too. He's very, Governor Tarkin. Oh, I thought the old game had a button. I thought there was a button or something to pull that would signal him. Son of a biscuit. I saw the hand for like a split second. I don't want to do all that again. It's so annoying. Give me a button to call him. All right, faster this time. Faster, let's go. Oh, that's right, Parker. That's right. Didn't reset. Right, gotcha. So it's like the pressure plate was always there to reset the button. Well, he just got rid of the button, right? Because it was redundant at that point. That's still annoying, dang it. I want to be like, yo, dude, I want to click the book. Right. Oh crap, I finished my drink and I didn't take my NyQuil. And I have to go get another drink. I suggest spamming the book because of that interaction issue. Okay. Alright, cool. Thanks, man. I think one of the problems I had though too was I zoomed in. And I think it was once I was zoomed out, I could see a hand for a second. So I need to stay zoomed out. And I'll spam the book. That's annoying. Because Gen's like, listen, don't come back here. He's getting mad. He's like, don't come back until you're ready to click the book. Dude's rocking one of those dart guns too, so with the Itrim poison. So I don't think I don't want to click that book again. I think I'm gonna save before we link back this time. Remind me to save before I link back this time. I'm gonna go this way. How many touch points? 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. It's the same. Do you have an opinion on what the white sphere is? Yeah, I do, Everett. Like the sphere that's floating around the starry expanse? Is that what you're talking about? Like that? Yeah, my thought is that's what the stars are that we're seeing all around. And that those are actually the souls of the worlds that we link to. That's my thought, at least. Is that it's because you can, like, if you listen, there's one that just went by, you can hear the sounds of nature. Sounds like, that one sounded like selenitic. So, to me, I feel like those represent the worlds. Like this, the starry expanse is essentially the great tree of possibilities. And those are the leaves. So those are the worlds that we link to. And an infinite number of worlds in a dark expanse? Yeah, I can see where those would look like stars. Interesting. What were you thinking? So I think the fact that we can hear sounds that seem to be coming from different worlds, and we know that the energy that the books naturally obtain comes from the expanse, and it's like when we link, we're traveling through the starry expanse almost instantaneously, right? It's almost like going through a tube underwater, right? You don't actually touch or see the expanse when you link, and it's so fast, right? But you're essentially traveling through it. It's a medium. Now, Atris physically traveled through it, right? But what's interesting, too, is his book ended up. His Mist book ended up where it ended up. So, it seems to me as though those are the souls, or like representation of the worlds that are available, are in existence. So all right, 2 more rotations. We'll go back. Like that stupid picture. I'm like, I only have so much time tonight. Let me go through this one completely unnecessary time. All right, I'm going to save. Thank you, Jesse. Going to save. Thank you, guys. I wonder how many links, you know, in game-wise, maybe it's infinite, but well, it's not going to be infinite. for a reason, but I wonder how many links those would allow on that power. Yep, I'm back.
All right then, once more.
Once more. He's not happy. Click, 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 click.
The only path open to...
Not even risking it. Not gonna listen to him. Doesn't give me that much time. Oh, he's looking at it. See, we're trapped inside. He's still curious. He's still trying to find a flaw. Guess who's out of the cage? So, he's now trapped in there. If we were to touch this panel, we would release him again. And guaranteed, Gen is not going to make the same mistake twice. So we are going to put that back. Watch there be like a glitch there too. Oh no, you clicked off the page. Nope, you clicked the picture. I wonder if he will kill you if you come back again. He says, so we know Gen isn't an extremely forgiving man. He definitely gets rid of people he's not happy with. He definitely comes armed with a weapon. And if you came back and he's saying once more, right? You've got one more chance. I don't think it would be good for us, Jesse. The top candidate for me is the keep, or keep if multiple such locations exist, or other possibilities are A capital B borrow, an abduction fear, God, or D Peter Gabriel, or one of his counterparts. I'm good with D. I think it should be Peter Gabriel. I don't think it's Yavo. There's a lot of different spheres, you know what I mean? It seems like different spheres are passing us because they're emitting different sounds. It could potentially be one sphere emitting different sounds, but I've always gotten the impression that it was different spheres with different sounds. And that's one of the reasons it's made me think these are different worlds, and we're getting little glimpses into certain locations. Maybe natural Lincoln spots. I don't know. All right, we have trapped Gen. I'm gonna take a look around his pad. This is cribs. Oh, you can go outside? What? Hold on. Couldn't go outside in the original. You make a good point about the number of spheres. I can't tell if we are seeing several or just one that is looping around. Yeah, I'm not really sure, Everett. I'm not sure. I don't think it's very clear, and I don't think it's clear on purpose, right? Like, it would be like Cyan to leave a level of mystery to that, right? We can infer things, but we're not going to all necessarily infer the same thing, and that's what fuels the discussion, right? That's amazing. It's like just enough. Hey, have a good one, Death Star. Hope you have a good night. What do we have here? Oh. He may be crazy, but that doesn't mean he's not human. Denis? He likes some music. From a meta perspective, I wonder if the White Sphere's sequel bait of some type. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know, because I mean, we've already been through so many missed games after this. I don't know. Hey, thanks, SR. Bye. Have a good night, buddy. Oh, this lever. So that's Gen's and the Denis bright light intolerance is also why this glass is tinted. Human? Denis? Well, he is both, so yes, yeah, you're right. You are right, Parker. He is both. So this is not yet powered, and as Parker pointed out, may not even be written in yet. This is definitely an inkwell, so Gen would dip his ink into this. Now this is interesting. We've seen the symbol of the beetle all over, right? And we know that Gen writes the materials needed to create the special linking books, right? What do you think the significance is? We've seen so many beetles and beetle imagery. What do you think the significance is of his inkwell being a beetle? This pipe, I'm not sure what that is. That has like some sort of pressure bulb on the top there. Maybe that's for like erasing or something. Maybe there's some kind of mixture. That is definitely a bone. He is stirring a drink with a bone. Is the ink made from the beetle? Hey, Jesse. The ink is made from a special kind of beetle. Gen writes links to worlds that, one, have these special kinds of beetles. Absolutely. The trees, I believe, I want to say, are a certain kind of tree, or it's part of the process. They strip the trees. It's part of the process. That makes the paper work, because it is a special kind of paper too. You need all three things. You need the ink, certain kind of ink. You need the paper, a special kind of paper, and you need the Atris like ponders on the idea of like maybe writing linking books in English, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know. I don't think he ever tries it, because the English language doesn't really encompass what the Denis written language does for writing linking books. So Atris's grandmother starts to teach him. She teaches him how to write, like you would teach any school child how to write in Denis. But she also teaches him special characters, and eventually. And those special characters, for example, she teaches Atris how to write this one symbol. It's really important that you get this kind of one symbol right. And Atris is like, what's this symbol mean? And she's like, well, it describes, what did she, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I'll use just a sort of similar idea example. She explains to him that that symbol describes a specific type of tectonics in a planet. And at first he doesn't get it, right? Like, he's a child. He's like, no, but what does it mean? Tell me what the word means. And she's like, I can't tell you other than like a certain kind of tectonics. And so there's you need the ink, you need the book, the right paper, and you need the language. You need to know how to describe these worlds in a way that the linking book works. Or the bone is something akin to a tea bag. Oh, Everett. I mean, either way, it's steeping in there, right? Like, he left it there. He don't mind. He's not quite metal enough to drink from the skulls of his enemies, so he gestures with the finger of his enemy. Yeah, it could be. Wyatt, that very well could be. As I understand it, the ink for writing ages is made from beetles, or at least is made from a specific chemical substance that is synthesized by life. Yeah. Well, and see, I mean, Parker, you and I know about the Barrow, and it's been hypothesized that the Barrow are a type of farther advanced beetle, right? And that's how the Barrow. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Barrow. I'm just gonna throw it out there. The Barrow are my least favorite mist mechanic in the entire franchise. I'm not a fan. That doesn't mean they're not interesting. And so the Barrow are beetle people. They have many traits similar, hence the reason. So from what I understand, the ink is made from the beetles, from the beetles. Did the Denis use beetles for ink elsewhere? Yes. So that's the thing. Atris or Catherine, I can't remember which one, they say that Gen writes into the worlds he links to an environment and ecosystem where there will be the materials for writing linking books. Gen is always trying to have a backdoor, right? Gen knows, at least somewhat, sort of, knows how to make paper and ink. He has written into the worlds he links to, all of them, the means to write more books. So on every world, so 233rd likely will have beetles. These beetles. And somewhere trees, I would think, as well, because he would need the resources. At least they are a people that have that chemical substance involved in their bodies in some way. Right. But they also have carapace. And they also have wings underneath that carapace. So, very beetle-like. Hello, what have we here? We can't touch these. Doesn't look like we can pick them up. Probably just more books ready to be written into linking books. We probably don't want to turn this off. It's our way back to Riven. What's this, though? Oh, what number is that? Hold on. That's a 5. So what is that? 25 plus 4, 29? And then what? That would be 25 plus 3. 28. So 29 and 28. That's not right. can't remember how to do the combined numbers. There's multiplication involved in there. Indeed, they are kind of like the vertebrate equivalent of a beetle. Yeah. So Gen is writing more ages. I have never been able to step outside this door. Wow. Wow, that is incredible. We actually gonna see what he's been doing? Have the Moaidi been here? Or did he do this? Did he take these here to study? Oh, that's one of those flying creatures. He's roasting it here. The number sequence is like ours, but with a different base. Right, number times 25. Right. So the first way was 5. No, it wasn't. It was 10. It was 10 plus 4 is 14. 14 times 25, which would be... times 200. Trying to do math right now, and I'm so sick. And I'm bad at math anyway. 100 and... I'm going to calculate that part at least. So 14 times 25 is 350, plus we had 10 plus 3 is 13. So it'd be 363. Attempt 363. Tastes just like chicken, probably. Gen sent people here ahead of him to build the equipment necessary to make a linking book back work. Yo, that's right. That's right. But the crazy thing is why did he leave this here? You know? Why did he leave that there? And do we have a message from the Moaidi? Oh my gosh. Look. That's not regular sky. That's not regular sky. In his journal, I believe it was in Gen's journal. Maybe it was Catherine's. Someone mentioned, I think it was Gen, that his 233rd age is already showing signs of decay. That is another breach into the starry expanse. Oh, as far as I can tell, someone died here, which is why the totem drawing is there. Gotcha. Because look how it shifts and moves. It's already falling apart. Wow. I don't think we can actually touch that. Was Gen coming down here having campfires? What's up, Mom? So Gen is just tearing these worlds apart by making faulty linking books? No, Jesse, it's more like Gen is really bad at this. He knows enough to link to worlds, but he's really bad at it. And whether I don't think, I think it's down to faulty writing. He doesn't fully understand the art of writing. He wasn't taught to write by anyone but his mother. His lessons were cut short when he left her. He didn't respect anything she taught him. He made his way back to the Denis Cavern and basically learned from books he found, scavenging. And he just took passages and things like that and messed around with them to see what he could get to work. He reverse engineered, Parker, remind me, was he part of the Guild of Ink Makers or was he part of the Guild of Bookmakers? He was, I don't want to say given. So the way that Denis kind of worked, Denis worked with like bookmakers, thank you. Denis had a guild system. There was a caste, right? And Genn was accepted as a young child to the Guild of Bookmakers. So he got a rudimentary, an entry-level training in bookmaking, in the special materials needed. And it was very strongly guarded, the secret, right? So even the ink makers and the bookmakers were separate guilds, and they guarded the secrets of their trades, and the general people did not know how the books and the ink were made. So Genn was accepted into the Guild of Bookmakers and got some training, but the rest of it he kind of reverse engineered and worked out from clues that he found exploring the ruins of Denis. No one is there in the city, and so he's really bad at this, and so he's writing books to worlds that are already unstable, and then they do have some degree of ability to tamper. So if he tampers in any way, it could make it worse. Catherine, the giant weapons on Riven, Catherine wrote those into the world. They're really more like she sort of tricked the world into thinking they're natural occurrences. But really they're not, right? She wrote them in, but their control over that is very minimal. It doesn't seem minimal when you can write giant statues of weapons into the landscape, but on the greater scheme, the greater level of things, they can't manipulate that much. And so Genn is writing to worlds that are already unstable because of his lack of knowledge and also his impatience. So Genn is incredibly impatient. He is causing some damage, but mostly finding worlds that are already doomed. Right, Parker. Yep. Yes, I agree that this is the ultimate in OSHA problems. The factory workers have actually set up a cemetery for themselves right next to the factory. Right, Everett? That coat Genn is wearing is a traditional Bookmakers Guild uniform. Yeah. It was made in the guild colors. Yeah, all the guilds had different colors and symbols. So cool. It's really pretty cool. Jesse, you're the game Uru, which was also their attempt at an MMO. You can play it single player version, but there's also server online. You can actually go, the main part of the game is actually going and exploring the city, the Denis city in the cavern under New Mexico, like miles under New Mexico. It's really cool. It's really cool. What an ambiance. So he has a chair here. It's really cool. Now, you know, there comes a point where there isn't a whole lot for you to do there, but you can meet up with other people and stuff too. It's a really cool environment. It's not lit by the sun, obviously. It's lit by a naturally occurring bacteria in the giant lake down in the cavern that goes through a 30-hour cycle of greater brightness and dimmer light. And so the Denis have grown accustomed to that over the thousands of years that they live there. So their time, like even their circadian rhythm, if you will, is based on a 30-hour day. It's based on a 30-hour day-night cycle. And that's why they need to wear the goggles. They've lived in a cave with, even at its brightest, relatively dim light for thousands of years. And so the Denis now have very weak eyes, and so they have to wear goggles when they're out in what we would consider normal light. Oh, he's burning more books and stuff. He's burning some of those. He's using the funeral, the totems. He's using the totems as wood for the fire, and he's burning another book. Dude is trash. He is trash. All while he lords over it from a throne. He's rude. He's an evil dude, Jesse. Look at the book. It was almost linking on its own. He was that close, wasn't he? He was figuring it out. This dude has been away from the source material for 30 years. I mean, the language and everything, right? And like, the books he could study in Denis, he has been away from it for 30 years. He has been reverse engineering it. And he was that close to writing a book that was powered on its own. Holy crap. Dude's a genius. He's smart. By that much. Dude's really smart. He's just crazy. He's nuts. His story and why he's crazy is a bit of a talk, but I will tell you, it is super interesting. It's very complex. There's a lot of psychology that goes into it. It's awesome though. He is crazy. I'm not saying I condone what he's doing or like excuse it because of what's happened to him. But if you hear the story, you sort of kinda empathize with the guy a little bit. Not enough to excuse any of this, but like you just sort of kind of understand. Wow, this is why this guy is crazy. This is why he's nuts. He's gone completely off his rocker. Oh yeah, Parker. From the wind, right? It's either from the wind or higher tides, I think they said. So the rock structures are the way they are, either from high wind, which may be supported by the flying manta ray things, by high winds, or by higher sea levels at one point. We're gonna go down here now. So this is Gen's bedroom, and we're gonna wait 1 second because we're almost back from ads. I'm gonna blow my nose 1 second. Yeah, Jesse, if you're ever interested, I mean, I can either recommend the books, which are phenomenal, do Two of them are phenomenal. I don't like the third. Or like, I'm happy to explain what happened to that dude because, man, he's crazy. It's for a reason, but he's crazy. Gen is very broken. Gen's characterization is quite sophisticated. He's one of my top 3 characters along with Anna and Saavedro. Yeah. Gen is an amazing villain. He's like Darth Vader. He's an amazing villain because he has motivation, because he has backstory, because he has real hurts that, like I said, you can almost sympathize or empathize with him. You almost feel sorry for him. But, you know, history too will tell us that there have been plenty of people that have gone through tragedy after tragedy and still not chosen to be horrible, evil people, right? So, that's where he doesn't get the pass. If Christian gets in the next show, I'm gonna do Mist and the Mrs. Stream Nights. Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing, dude. That'd be amazing. The games don't really give the backstory. They give snippets of the backstory, but the games don't really flesh out that backstory, that much of. It's like Fall of Denis stuff. Like, what you get from the games is Denis was a civilization, and there's not many people left. So, but yeah, look up the Mist Reader. The Mist Reader, it contains all 3 books. The Book of Tiana happens first chronologically. The Book of Atris. Atris is kind of our main story character in Mist, in the Mist franchise. So, you know, we're playing as his friend. So the Book of Atris. And then there's the Book of Denis. And I'm not a fan of the Book of Denis. There's things about it I'm okay with. There's a lot of stuff I didn't really like about it. It didn't feel, something about it felt really off. So, but really good, really good. If I could get you my copy, I would, but. Okay, he's got a little sync going on. So this pipe, too, probably runs to that dome that we saw atop this building. So I think this really supports the idea that he's collecting rainwater in that dome. It's not like a satellite. And that would create the pressure needed by just having a pipe run down and you open the valve, right? It's called the Mist Reader, the MYST Reader, and it contains all 3 books. I found the Book of Tiana to be fascinating. I can't say that it's super full of action. It's not based on even the games, right? It's not the most action-y story ever, but fascinating. I loved it. So good. They're kind of like an exaggerated version of a thingy. Gen mentioned having to modify outerwear to work in this environment. I wonder if it is because the rocks are super abrasive here. They almost seem like alkaline. You know what I mean? Like corrosive, almost. The rock of a thingy is so abrasive, it will destroy anything you are wearing. Wow. And also lacerate your skin. And also lacerate your skin with very little abrasion. Yeah, Parker, I think they said something about like the minerals here being very corrosive. But yeah, so anyway, it's got like a tapestry here with a symbol. It's got a sink. Got a mattress here. With, again, his symbol. What the heck? Oh, that's like a scrub brush? For cleaning? Plate with a fork and spoon. An instrument. So Gen really likes music. So this is some kind of instrument that I'm assuming he knows how to play. It's amazing that Riven and the Book of Denis came out so close to each other. In this respect, Riven is to the Book of Denis what Star Wars Episode 4 is to the Star Wars Holiday Special. Yeah. This room is where there is a really interesting addition in this version. Parker. This is supposed to depict Gen's father. Now, Gen's father is also named Atris. The Atris we know was named after him. So this is Gen's dad. Gen very much admired his father. His father is pure Denis. Turns out this person is not Atris. Really, did they change canon on that? Because I've always thought he was too old. We don't really know who this person is. Maybe it's his father-in-law. Gen's father is Atris. Not our Atris. Another Atris. Atris Senior. It could be his grandfather. It could be. It could be his grandfather. It could be his father-in-law. Because next to the picture, to Gen, my husband and my salvation. I dedicate myself to the love that rescued me. So this is Gen's wife and Junior Atris's mother. I believe her name is Kita. And we've seen this before. This is an imager. Speaks an unknown language.
Tagamem, san potegan shem, fasi.
So that there is Kita. She recorded something for him, and he takes it with him to play. It's very sad to me, actually, to think that this world is being torn apart, and we will not be taking any of Gen's possessions with him, because this would possibly be the only time Atris would have ever heard his mother's voice, because she died in childbirth, which is one of the nails in the Gen is crazy coffin. So, a big one. A big one. It was kind of a tipping point for Gen. Not that he didn't have others, but it's a big one. So that was Kita, and he takes that with him wherever he goes. Base of operations. Oh, okay. So we have some clothes here. Some of the uniform. Hit click. Now I see these and I'm like, is this a button? Maybe it is. Maybe it would normally turn it on or off. Parker is saying they added something. Let's read this, because my voice can totally handle that. Gen didn't even bother to send word of Kita's death back to her family. I don't think he had respect for his in-laws. I mean, but consider what just happened, too. It's possible that he still revered and respected them. He went to live with them, after all, before he even knew Kita. It's possible his father-in-law took him in at a point before he and Kita were involved. It's possible he had respect for them. but consider that you have an already mentally damaged man probably hanging on to his, for lack of a better term, humanity, a sane mind, because of his amazing wife, and she dies giving birth to a child. I don't think he wanted to talk to anyone. So I don't think it was out of disrespect of his father-in-law. I think he snapped. Right? So ultimately, I think Gen wants to believe that he is a deity and he crafts these worlds, because what I personally think is Gen is looking for a way to magic his wife back. And I think there's a part of him that knows that can't happen. But he's also not sane. So, I don't know. I start this latest journal with astonishing news. Catherine has returned to the Fifth Age, and though it sets my teeth on edge to say it, she has also vanished as quickly as she appeared, stolen from me by the rebels. As my guards tell it, she linked into the Fissure Plateau cage, just as I'd surmised, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels, who darted him and spirited her away. This guy's been darted several times. I like to think that Catherine might have taken the linking book to 233 before the end of the game. Oh. Yeah, that's possible. Weren't they talking about sneaking in there? Where did she get captured again? She was captured someplace. That's sort of in my headcanon too. Interesting. As my guard tells it, she linked into the Fissure Plateau cage just as I'd surmised, when suddenly he was set upon by a band of rebels who darted him and spirited her away. I suspect the truth of the matter was that he was so dumbfounded at actually witnessing someone link in after all this time that he presented an easy target for whichever rebel happened to be nearby. The damnable luck of it. He did get a good enough look at her, though, to verify that it was indeed Catherine. He also claims that he inspected all of her belongings and found no linking book on her person, a fact that I find hard to believe, but if true, makes the question of why she's returned here all the more perplexing. That's an interesting question. Right? Yeah, Everett, right? Yeah. While I am sick with frustration at having lost the only quarry that Cage has ever caught, I am also filled with hope, as she may yet provide me with a way back to Denis. It is true that I have managed, despite overwhelming odds, to break free of the confines of the Fifth Age and resume my mission to save my culture from extinction. But I fear that unless I am able to regain access to the vast resources that lie in the city's ruins, the task of resurrecting that great civilization will be impossible. If Catherine did bring a linking book with her, then I am halfway there. If not, then she is trapped in the Fifth Age, and I can only assume that my emotionally crippled son will soon be along to rescue her. See, he thinks Atris having emotions, being a good guy, is stupid. Either way, it is crucial to my plans that I find her soon. Her presence here now forces me to take the rebels more seriously. I should never have permitted them to survive this long. Once again, the great work has demonstrated its usefulness to me. The villagers have been difficult to manage in the wake of Catherine's arrival, and their fear of this mythic beast, has been all that has kept them in line. Had I known how truly useful these prodigious creatures would prove to be, I would have captured more of them while the local population was still plentiful. Although, to be sure, if these disturbances continue, my current pets will be in no danger of perishing for lack of nourishment. The search for... I wonder if he was typing Kitron or Kita. There. Is that? is a K. Because Catherine's real name from Riven is Katran. The search for Catherine continues. I deeply regret my mistake of having ever taught these primitive people anything at all about the books. It seems that with each passing day, I more sorely realize the extent to which they were not ready for that knowledge, not even in the simplified manner in which I presented it to them. Their minds, adapted only to the exceptionally menial tasks of village life, were incapable of comprehending the art in all its complexity, and were thus unable to glean any of the underlying principles that are, ironically, so elegantly simple. So that's the thing. Gen himself is incapable of grasping its full breadth. He's getting there, slowly, by reverse engineering, but Gen doesn't even know. It says Kirk. This is secretly a Star Trek story. Amazing. It is obvious that so much of the discord that exists between us stems from their failure to grasp the meaning of the information I gave them. If they'd been able to gain even the smallest glimpse of the glorious future I had planned for them, this conflict would not exist. The minds of the children, however, are much more malleable. With the proper tutelage, they have developed a more appropriate posture towards the culture that has given them their lives. So, still there again thinking, I'm God. At times, they take to it almost as if they had a bit of Denis blood in them. Given the natives' inborn limitations, however, I am quite careful that none gain a level of understanding that would permit them to sin against their future the way that Catherine did. How foolish I was to think that she could wield such knowledge responsibly, when it was quite clear that my own son could not. Atris. He still remains one of the greatest disappointments of my life. I should never have left him with my mother. By the time I'd returned for him, he had already been poisoned as to all thoughts of aiding me in my noble mission. Perhaps that was the only way she could soften the fact that she had been responsible for the collapse of the entire civilization. From Gen's point of view, and from a certain point of view, Catherine is responsible for the entire collapse of an ancient and otherworldly civilization. Throw another nail in that Gen is crazy coffin. So much destruction, so many great lives lost. The guilt must have been unbearable. She did seem to love my father and our world, but ultimately she was an outsider whose ignorance of the Denis became the catalyst for their demise. If I am able to rebuild our culture, and in the process correct such weaknesses, then perhaps what she did was ultimately necessary in order that a new and stronger era of prosperity might someday come to pass. I have been increasingly beset by images from the past these last few weeks. As I stood in the schoolroom today, I was reminded of my own childhood, the years I spent in the Bookmakers Guild. Well, there we have it. Father's immense pride at each of my small accomplishments there. He was an important man in the Denis world, but I cannot bear to think of him for long. It is too much. I was too young to see such things. So, Gen's father, Atris Sr., died during all of that went down in the collapse of Denis. And that's the third nail in the Gen is crazy coffin. I have her. Late last night, I received word that Catherine had been apprehended while attempting to persuade some of the villagers to join her. I lost a few men in the process, but I would have gladly paid 100 times that number for such a prize. She's been imprisoned in my old office, where I've been attempting to gain some insight as to the reason for her return.
I've had to fight the all but constant impulse to put her on the gallows, as she has adopted the most infuriating stance of only answering my questions, when she answers them at all, in her native tongue. But she's only speaking Rivenese to Gen. Well, here's the hubris of Gen. He's lived on Riven for more than 30 years, and he has never learned Rivenese. He has forced all of them to learn Denis, to speak to him. Even so, she is a poor liar. I am not, well, maybe he did learn some Rivenese. I thought he never learned it, but that makes it seem like he at least knows sort of what she's saying. Okay, Catherine is legit. She really is. She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. Kind of a jerk move. Well, yeah, but he would see it as lesser, right? He would see Rivenese as lesser, and he wouldn't have time for that. I mean, he probably at the very least had operatives who would translate for him, so he would know. I have a feeling he never learned Rivenese. Hey, what's up, MMC? How you doing? Welcome in. MMC, I heard about your new addition. Congrats. I don't know if you want to clarify. You might want to clarify. It makes you sound like you're having another baby. I don't want to give the news because it's your news to give, but yeah. But I also don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. MMC is not having another baby as far as I'm aware. So it's not that kind of addition. Well, we did get a new baby, but it's a puppy, right? Oh, that's amazing. MMC, what kind of puppy? Tell us about it. Twins, congrats, Daychalk. That's amazing. Nothing like streaming a game with literal books while your voice is betraying you. Gusty, I know. For real, for real. I know. Hopefully it's not too rough. Let's keep going. I don't know how much of this there is, so. Good to see you, MMC. I'm super happy for you guys. That's so, how excited were the kids? Even so, she's a poor liar. I am now certain that her return to Riven was unintentional, and that she brought no linking book with her. As far as her willingness to share with me the location of the moiety, we shall see. I know, Dayjock. Hold on. Let me just finish this part. I know, Daydrock. You can tell her the truth too. I'm just gonna finish this. Don't make a saddle to Kylar's. I'm just gonna finish it, and then we'll quit for real, because I'm tired. Without their leader, however, they are once again powerless against me. If Catherine's coming here was indeed an accident, then Atris is bound to come for her. That is a given. The question I must now consider is, how will he attempt it? It is likely that his hesitation is due, at least in part, to this dilemma. One way or another, though, he'll have to bring a linking book to get back. There is no other way. Okay, Gen. Gen is always so sure. She made her first stream appearance tonight. Yeah, Kylar's told me, but I sent you a picture you can show on stream if you want. Okay, sounds good. I'll do that during my outro. Remind me. Y'all remind me. Don't forget to check the actual last page. Okay. She's a sweet cream-colored golden retriever. Oh my gosh. My heart. That's amazing. That's really exciting. You guys named her Minnie, right? It's late, and I cannot sleep. I've lost so much in my life. My people, my father, my son, and you, my wife. Kita, you are the only true kindness I have ever known. Watching you flicker there in the imager, I sometimes wonder if you were real. If I could restore your life with my pen, I would do so in an instant and leave the rest of the world to their own wretched fate. I think Gen ultimately wonders if he can. I think he believes and desperately wants to believe he is a deity. Yes, our other golden is named Daisy, so we named this one Minnie. That's awesome. Super fun. Dang, these savages. I would be well advised to leave them all in the 5th Age and begin again with a clean sheet of paper. A stranger has arrived on Riven, with a linking book to Denis, and once again my useless minion was overtaken by the rebels. From what little I could decipher of his muddled explanation, it apparently occurred sometime this morning. The cage mechanism has been damaged, but that is no matter. Everything I need is here now. Atris is certainly behind this, but why would he and someone else in his stead? Why would he send someone else in his stead, and with a linking book no less? Surely he would have guessed that I would be waiting for him. Such recklessness is unlike him. Could it be that he's had a change of heart toward me? That after all these years, he has finally decided to let his poor old father go? Ha! I know all too well where his loyalties lie. He is only after one thing. Perhaps this stranger should find her. Jesse. For sure. For sure. Anakin Skywalker, yeah. Yep. For now, I need only to wait and observe. I'm beginning to think it was a mistake to allow the stranger to roam freely about the islands. In their ignorant probing, they attempted to power the damaged drawbridge from Temple Island, and the entire bridge collapsed. That's an addition. A trivial loss at this point, but it irks me all the same. Had I not yet managed to free myself from that crumbling age, it would have hampered my progress severely. But again, it is no matter now. The day will soon come when I will be done with Riven forever. So what's interesting is I actually see a little bit of Anakin and Palpatine, right?
Hello there.
Hey, Death by Pie, how are you? What's going on? Good to see ya. If you hadn't triggered the bridge collapse, that entry would be missing. How? Okay, maybe this is just because this is how I am. But how could anyone walk up to a bridge, a drawbridge, essentially, that was raised, find a lever nearby, and not pull that lever? I gotta think not on first playthroughs. I gotta think that it's, I played through this once, and I pulled the lever. What if I don't pull the lever on the next playthrough? Oh, you gotta pull the lever. That's my pie. Man, this is what I'm talking about. I gotta pull that lever. Whether it's the wrong lever or not, I'll pull that lever. I gotta see that sweet, sweet cause and effect. Lol, I would have pulled that lever even if I was sure it would break. I know, right? Right? Same. I'd probably pull it more because if I was sure it would break. As in they forgot that path was there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could be overlooked. I'm doing okay, Death by Pie. I think you can tell I'm getting over being sick. I feel pretty good. It's just draining. Everything's draining. So I'm on the tail end of more than a week of dealing with this. So it's been going through the family. My son had it. My daughter had it. I have it. Name that movie. Yeah, I'm hopefully very near the end. I just need to get rid of all the gunk.
Hello there.
Hey, Sean, how are ya? What's going on, man? Yeah, thanks, Pie. Getting over sickness. Never would have known, Lord Vader. Let's see here. Disconcerting news. Last night, a group of maintainers happened upon a lone rebel scout and were able to engage him long enough to learn of a most implausible device. A crystal window, supposedly capable of amending my linking books, much the way that my own remarkable system does, but with one slight advantage. It is small and weighs only a few pounds, making it entirely portable. If this outlandish claim is true, then the artifact in question must be something that Catherine fabricated prior to her capture. No doubt from an explicit Denis schematic she brought with her. If only I'd had access to such a document all these years. She didn't. It's a Sithness. Yeah. Yes. I would laugh harder, but I can't. That's amazing, Sean. I played the demo, so I decided to keep the bridge as is in my full playthrough. Did you? I'd have to pull the lever. I'd have to pull it. Right, Gusty? Oh my gosh, I don't think I could sing it. The portent of this revelation is deeply troubling. Some years ago, the rebels managed to abscond with a dysfunctional linking book I'd intended to destroy. The book was never recovered, but once they had sufficiently atoned for this sacrilege, I graciously decided to let the matter slide, thinking that in their inept hands it could do me no harm. But if Catherine has indeed empowered them with such a device, the rebels may well have linked to another age. It also means that, I think, what is that, 363, wasn't it? It also means that 363 is no longer safe. Could be, that's not 233rd, is it? This cannot stand. It might have been. Okay, low-key sounding person. The stranger is the key to all of this. Tracking their movements has given me a good idea of where this rebel linking book and the crystal may be hidden. But before I can deal with that, I must secure the linking book back to Denis. Everything hinges upon that. If I can regain access to my arsenal of resources there, I will happily leave the whole of Riven to its own dismal future. He's gonna just leave them. He does not care. Imager codes. What's my key to take a picture again? It's not Z. What's my key to take a picture? X? You guys can't see it because my dumb head's in the way. Hold on. Imager codes. Kita is 5. So this is interesting because there was a similar mechanic in the first Myst game with an imager. Kita is 5. Father is 2, 3. Anna is 2, 3, 5. 5, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5. Where can we put in? Peter is 5. Father is 2, 3. This was not in the original. I'm freaking out.
Now, my turn. You want to record something so always you will remember. What is English for scramape? Scum from above. Your appearance should have inspired us to a better future. What does it mean for us as a people if we cannot embrace worlds outside our own? You were an angel from above. Always you will be my angel from above.
I forgot to turn my camera back on. You should have seen me staring at this, like, completely fixated. And, like, the... Oh my gosh, Parker. This doesn't change the game. But what an incredible addition, right? It's things like that that make me love the Myst franchise. That doesn't need to be a game mechanic. That doesn't need to be a code or a solution to a puzzle or anything like that. It's just story. It makes sense. Gen misses his dad. He has a recording of his dad. A message that I would be to his mother, Tiana, or Anna. He has a recording from his dad to his mom. What an incredible... this is the first time then that we have seen Atreus Sr. and heard him. That is incredible. And I love to see what Cyan envisions a pure-blood Denis to look like. And there'd be variations too, right? Like, not everybody's going to look the same, but awesome. While the 2024 version has pros and cons for me, this part made the whole thing worth it. Oh my gosh, Everett, that's amazing. It adds to the world building / lore and makes things have meaning and is just chef's kiss. That's by Pi for real. Pi, are you a fan of the Myst franchise? Oddly enough, that actor is Ronan Farrow. Really? As far as I can tell, that recording wasn't very long before his death. Awesome. And it's cool, too. Hey, yeah, no, yep, hold on. It was 235. Anna, oh my gosh. What? After the fall. It's gotta be.
An angel. Your angel. An angel.
Gotcha, Pie. Chills. Chills.
The Denis Council knew it. They knew. If I hadn't tried to
Oh no, ads are coming soon. I'm sorry.
force my own ideals
Can't
on
use
your
it.
world, you would still be alive.
Oh no.
You would still be alive. I wanted a life full of magic,
Thanks, Gusty.
full of books that bridged worlds, that lit up the darkness like stars. The possibilities were endless.
Gosh.
It's just us now. You'll never have the life you should have had. Somehow my love and compassion, it took that. I don't know how. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Again.
That is some heavy.
What was the TLDR? Oh, because that basically, so her husband is from a race of being called the Dini. They call themselves the Dini. They're from a different planet, potentially a different universe. They hold the knowledge of creating books that link to different worlds. She is the first human. So essentially, these people migrated to the Earth. Their original planet was dying. They migrated to a cavern far miles under the New Mexico desert, thousands of years ago, into a cavern that they built their society in. Anna there, who they called Tiana, means storyteller in their language, is the first human to make it down from the surface of Earth down to their civilization. She falls in love with a man there, Atris. They have a child, Gen, who turns out to be the villain in this story, this particular game, amongst some other storylines. And the disruption that she causes, the division that just her presence causes, creates a ripple effect in their society, which eventually leads to its near complete destruction. No one lives in that city anymore. Thousands upon thousands died. Her husband died in the final apocalypse, I guess you would call it, a siege. I don't know how to best the culmination of the event. And Anna and her son made their way back to the surface. So she is human. Her son is half human, half Dini. So they can have children together. They're humanoid, not humans. There are differences. But she blames herself. Gen continues to blame her. I think she eventually forgives herself to a degree, to a pretty big degree, but I think there's still a part of her that, as she comes to realize the reality of it, it's not really her fault. She was a catalyst of a problem that was already there. It was a scapegoat. But she primarily forgives herself. And after coming to grips with her grief, realizes, hey, this can't really be my fault. But her son never stops blaming her. Never. And is one of the reasons why he goes absolutely nuts and becomes the villain that he did. So, it is an incredible story. Why was the sniffles after the recording was over? Because I think that was the last thing actually captured. The image was gone, but it captured the audio. So that makes me think that the image and audio are captured separately and probably combined, kind of almost like streaming. My daughter, actually compared the imaging technology with streaming. She was like, Ken is a streamer, and I'm like, he is. It's amazing. And even though Anna is a big character in the series, last year was the first time fans actually got to see an actor cast as her. That is denouement. Her husband died bringing justice to the people that are truly to blame for the destruction. Yeah, well, at least one of them, right? The real evil. Oh, wow. Long time coming for her to shine then. Yeah. As someone who never played Myst, I have to. So good. So good. These games are dripping with lore if you know where to look. Or I should say, if you keep your eyes peeled, if you look with discernment and read and try to think about why things are set up the way that they are. Why did these things happen? Dripping with lore. It's not right out there in your face, but oh my gosh, that was incredible. That was incredible. Okay, one more thing. Catherine mentioned in her notebook that the code to Gen's old office, his old quarters on Prison Island, were here on the 233rd age. There's one more thing. Ding, ding, clank. Ding, ding, clank. This is a clock. This is a Denis watch. It depicts the cavern. This is part of the lake in the cavern and the different land masses and islands and things. This is the outside depicts the cavern, I believe. The inside is a timepiece. Ding, ding, clank. So we have to play those notes. Hold on though. Was there more? Ding, clack, ding, ratchet, clank. Right? Ding, clank, ding, ratchet, clank. Right? Well, I'll have the VOD. I'm quitting now. I'm gonna quit. We're not gonna go do the next part, but there are games that encourage reading between the lines. They really are, Parker. They really are. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Cheese? How you doing, man? Welcome in. It is so worth it. They're so good. They're so good. Okay.
Hello there.
Ding, clack, ding, ratchet, clack. Ding, clack, ding, ratchet, clack. Okay, all right. I know, right, Jesse? As I recall, there was an early piece of content that was Gen's written comment about this device. It might have been on the jacket of the Riven soundtrack CD or something like that. Oh yeah. Just been lurking. Great time with church friends this evening. Awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Yeah, right. Oh, geez. Is it just 3? I thought it was just 3 from the original, but it sounded like there were more sounds. Huh. I know there's 3 wires, I think, but... Yeah, Ratchet and Clank, right? Wasn't it Ratchet and Clank? I mean, he is sick and I'm not totally uncompassionate human, right? Yeah. All right, I don't think there's... It kind of drives me nuts. This world is falling apart. Riven is falling apart. And we're leaving so many cool things I would like to preserve. Oh, gotcha, Cheese, gotcha. Yeah, it sounded like 5 to me, but 5 sounds in its code, but only 3 distinct sounds. Right, okay. Okay, cool. So it is 5 sounds. So it was ding, clank, ding, ratchet, clank. Okay. We're going to take the book back. That is where I'm going to save it. That is where I'm going to go to bed because it is 12:30. So, going to be... I wonder if that little bookshelf on the wall there is for bonus content to be added later. Yeah, it could be, Everett. That'd be a cool reason to come back. I know, Pi. I know. I really don't want to stop, but thanks, Parker. Yeah, I'll outro a minute. We'll take a look at MMC's dog. So there's a new expedition for No Man's Sky. I'm on a gas planet that has very few resources, and my equipment cannot be recharged. I am at a loss. Oh, yikes. That sucks, dude. Yeah, geez, I'm the last one. I'm on the tail end of it. The kids are coughing a little bit. Maybe M's still blowing her nose occasionally, but for the most part, it's just me. So, of course it is. Oh. I don't know, man. It's nuts. Nuts. Let's get this set up for tomorrow. Kylaris.
Mischief managed.
Let's outro this mug. I went to hit the snooze ad buttons and almost hit the run 1 minute ads. Would have been perfect. Just perfect. Yeah, thanks, Parker. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, Cheese. Buggy still playing? Oh, awesome. Thanks, Sergo. Yeah, absolutely send Buggy a raid. Night, Everett. Hey, you guys, thanks so much for coming in and hanging with me. Really appreciate it. I know this isn't super pleasant right now, but I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Get some nice soup, a good shower, clear the gunk, and get to feeling better. Yeah. So yesterday, even the shower, I took a really hot shower, all the steam and everything, and I just gotten up. Man, I was hacking. Like, I almost threw up. It was terrible. But yeah, I gotta get it out. Hey, thanks, Dust. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I will. I'll get there, but let's take a look at the dog really quick. Amazing. Oh my gosh, MMC. How cute is that? Give me a second, you guys. I'll put it on the screen. Look at that adorableness. That is so cute. I mean, the hood is blocking the light, so it's more pleasant than usual. Welcome, Gussie. I did it just for you. Did you just point to all of you? Maybe. That is adorable. Congratulations, you guys. That's so fun. Also, nice Birds of America book. It's cool. I think I see a what is it? Where's Waldo? Nice. That's awesome, you guys. Really cool. We found Waldo. We did. Thanks, Cheese. Been looking my whole life. Only took me 42 years, man. Oh, awesome. Super fun. We had those too when I was a kid. I don't think my kids have, maybe my kids have seen them. I don't know. Maybe when they were really young. I'm not sure. Knew you had it in you. Yeah. Yeah. Finally, at last, my life is complete. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I almost didn't stream just because of this, you know. It's taken a lot for me, actually. Now that I'm winding down, I'm starting to feel really tired. It's taken a lot for me to talk. I know that we never saw the day where it would be difficult for me to speak, where it would take a lot out of me. Hold on. Of course, hold on. That's when my nose goes crazy. It's not turning off my camera. Hold on. That's true, Durgo. I mean, if you guys want me to, I can unmute it. I can keep it unmuted. You just tell me. So, anyway, yeah, I almost didn't stream. I'm glad I did. I wanted to get back in and play this. Sad to have missed so many streams last week and stuff, so I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. I'm really glad I did. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for always being cool, for hanging out, chilling with me, chatting. You guys make this really enjoyable, so thank you. Such a cool experience to like play this and share it with people too, right? It's one thing for just me to like go through it and be awestruck and love solving the puzzles and being exciting for it. It's another thing entirely when I can share that with other people, and like people who have never played these games, have never seen them, and you know, the excitement that I see from other people too, and like wanting to know what's coming next, right? And like listening to the lore and everything and getting into it. It's so much fun. It's such a cool experience. So really appreciate you guys. Thanks, Cheese. Thanks for being enjoyable too. Oh, thanks. I try. I try. How far are the kids in the game? Not very far. Not very far. I will say though that they found something on their run, their first solo run, not on stream. They found something on their run that I didn't find when I first went through. So it's been really cool. If anybody is interested, I started playing this with my kids on stream. At one point, they had to go to bed halfway through the first episode. So what I did is I created a save for that moment. And my stream, I continued solo. But I'm recording sessions that I'm playing with my kids from the point that they go to bed in the first episode. So on our YouTube channel, I have 2 playlists. If you're interested in checking it out, I have 2 playlists. One is the streams that I'm doing solo, and one is with the kids. And so if you watch the first episode, is the same for both playlists. If you want to watch the kids playthrough, end the first episode when the kids go to bed, and then go to episode 2. I probably could have edited it that way so you didn't have to manually switch, but I didn't, at least yet. So if you're interested, check it out. If you're not interested, that's totally cool too. I get that, but I had a blast. I've had a blast playing this with my kids. They've gotten really into the story and stuff too. So, and they're very observant, which is cool. It's cool to see them taking it all in and figuring things out. So yeah, I kind of nudge them in directions and stuff like that a little bit, but you know, they got some good brains on them. So anyway, y'all, let's go raid Buggy. Buggy Hoser's currently on playing Valheim. Let's go raid him and say hey. Family friendly streamer, big part of our community, super cool guy. So yeah, let's go raid him, say hey. Once again, I hope you guys all have a fantastic night. Hope you have a great rest of your week as well. And I will talk to you later. Take it easy. And music.